The board at the mine entrance said 124 men were below. The real number was 247. More than 100 of them were not in the system at all. It was 7:29 in the evening, Friday. Deep under the hills of Shanxi, a sensor crossed a line it was never meant to cross. Then the gas found a spark. How do you lose count of half the men inside your own mine? This was the deadliest coal mine explosion in China in over a decade. 82 people did not come back up. But the part that lingers is not the blast, it is the paper. 2 years before that Friday, this exact mine had a warning on it. Its own national regulator had marked it as dangerous. The danger was written down. The men, it turns out, were not. This is the story of a disaster that was filed in advance. This is Koldshelf, the channel for the stories that sound impossible until you look at the documents. If you came for the warning nobody acted on, the number that doesn't add up, subscribe so the next one doesn't pass you by. Coal does not sit alone in the ground. Locked inside the seams is gas, mostly methane, pressed into the rock across ages. Miners have an old name for it, fire damp. Free it, mix it with air, give it one spark, and a tunnel becomes a barrel of powder. It is the oldest killer in the trade. Liushenyu was a deep mine in Shanxi, the coal heart of China, a high-gas mine, and that was no secret. In 2024, China's National Mine Safety Administration drew up a list. On it, 1,128 sites marked for severe safety hazards. Liushenyu was one of the names. The warning was 2 years early, so on the evening of 22nd of May, 247 men went down into a mine that state already knew was dangerous. It was a normal ship, until it was not. 7:29. Far below the surface, a carbon monoxide sensor began to scream. The reading had passed its limit. Carbon monoxide is the gas you cannot see, cannot smell, and cannot fight. In a sealed tunnel, it takes the air out of the room and the strength out of the body.
Then came the explosion.
On the surface, the first count was small, 8, and the hours after, that number would not hold still. The evacuation began in the dark. By 6 the next morning, at least 201 people had been brought up, but the deepest sections of the mine were turning against the rescuers. The tunnels were filling, first with gas, then with rubble from collapses, then with water. The way down was closing. China sent its rescue services in force, hundreds of personnel across 6 teams, and when the air in the lowest tunnels grew too poisoned for any long, they sent machines instead, inspection robots, built with gas sensors and cameras. They crawled into the parts of the mine no person could enter, and sent pictures back from the places the rescuers could not reach. And as the robots mapped the dark, a second problem surfaced. This one on paper. The board at the mine had a number on it, 124. That was how many men were supposed to be below. But as families gathered and names were checked, the count would not match. Verified from several directions, the true figure came back, 247. 123 of them held no valid record in the system at all.
Half the men under the ground that night were, on paper, not there.
The toll climbed the way these tolls do. 8 became 90. 90 was later settled at 82. 123 more were hurt, 4 of them badly.
201 came up into the light. 82 did not.
There's no single villain at the bottom of this story. The most chilling thing here is not a person. It is a filing cabinet. A mine that the country's own safety body has flagged as dangerous. A mine running with twice as many men below as its own board admitted. The hazard was documented. The people were not. In the days after, the mine's operators were detained. An investigation was opened. What it concludes, it's not yet written, and this account will not write it for them. It was called the worst explosion of its kind in the country in over a decade. In a nation that still runs on coal, the cost of one Friday evening was 82 lives. And the list, the one from 2024, did not shrink because of it. It is still there, 1,128 names long. Liushenyu was on the list.
So the question that stays long after the floodlights go dark is this: where are the other 1,127, and what does their paperwork say tonight?
If this is the kind of story you came here for, the warning written down too early, the truth hidden in a head count, drop a like. It is the smallest thing you can do, and it is the reason the next one gets made.